Welcome to the Recovery Centered Podcast, the space for honest conversation about healing, hope, and the journey through mental health and addiction recovery. Each episode, we sit down with people making a difference, from therapists and researchers to change makers and to survivors. Now to explore what recovery really looks like in the world. This podcast is produced in collaboration with Beachway Therapy Center. Hey, everybody. My name's Tim. Welcome to another phenomenal episode of the Recovery Centered Podcast. My guest today is Kim. Kim and I met each other a few months back because Kim is a licensed clinical social worker. I'm an addictions counselor. We both had our struggles. And, I think when you come out of the hole and into the light, you meet a lot of people that had the same experience.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're out and about. We're always trying to advocate for mental health, addiction, trauma, love addiction, etc. So it's awesome to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I was really
Thanks
looking
for
for.
having me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to it. We just hit it off right away,
Yeah.
and I like people that are just real, and Kim's definitely real. So welcome to the podcast, Kim.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm always impressed with somebody who has a license, but also you have a story like me, of the loneliness and
Yep.
the depression and the insecurities. And, because as far as the license goes, my wife's an LCSW.
Yeah.
So I know what the commitment was. I know what the discipline was, the studying, like ridiculous. I even took over the shopping,
Yeah.
and every once in a,
For you.
and every once in a while she come with me,
I know. That's a great help for her.
Oh,
I'm proud of you for doing that.
yeah, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah.
At 63,
Yeah.
and when you're in that addiction, mental health space, and you're manipulating and you're trying to control everything,
Right?
I can spot certain things. And I had
Yeah.
a lot of trauma as a kid too. I don't know if that's your story, part of your story too, but
Yes.
I'm very hyper aware of, like, still in my recovery of
Of
almost
what people
19.
need.
Yeah, I can read of somebody before they even open up their mouth,
Hmm.
because of the situations I was in as a kid. So,
I think we have an innate ability as recovering addicts, but also of childhood trauma survivors to read people to read people and exactly what they need, who I need to be
mm,
around them.
mm,
I mean, in my addiction, I was a total chameleon. I was whoever you needed me to be
can
in
really
that
morph
moment.
quick, right?
Yeah. And so, but I was also that in my family growing up too. Like,
That was your role.
I was kind of the lost child. Like, if I was super good and made straight A's and was in my room
Mm,
most of the
mm,
time and was quiet, then I wouldn't ruffle my mom's feathers. And um that was and then I just feel like you just learn people's moods that way. You
mm.
learn from a young age. And when we're learning like that stuff at a young age, it becomes hardwired in us as we grow up.
It's kind of like in a dysfunctional way,
Mm.
distorted way to, like, how to live. Like, you kind of moved into that survival because you didn't want to, like you said, you didn't want to ruffle the feathers because
Mhm.
you're walking on eggshells. So you pick up habits that work, patterns that work.
Yep.
And if you got out of that pattern, what would be the consequence? Was there like a consequence there? Or?
Well, my mom, to me as a child, I would be in trouble, meaning my mom may spank me, or she was, God love her, she
Mm,
struggled a
mm,
lot with a mood disorder
mm,
and her own pill addiction. So, but we didn't know that
yeah,
as little
yeah,
kids. Plus, my dad, love his heart, he was very unsupportive. I mean, he stayed gone, he worked all the time.
yeah.
So, and then when he came home, he was like no help. I mean, she just felt like she didn't have a partner, I think.
Yeah.
So, and she felt very alone with the three of us kids. So sometimes she would be really happy and really cool.
Yeah.
And, in a turn on a dime, dude. We
Just
could
lose
be
it,
like
right?
lose it. Yes.
Yeah.
Lose it. So, I mean, anything from just verbal abuse to physical abuse,
Okay.
and the emotional abuse that goes along with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But that was her way of survival. I definitely see that now. I had so much anger for her for
I
years
bet.
about that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And now I have so much like compassion for it. And and yeah,
Get that.
I
Like,
see it.
I had that with my dad.
Yeah.
It was only when I moved into recovery that I could learn how to love him and do my best to understand rather than be understood. Because as my whole life I wanted to be understood, and in my recovery it was like, good luck with that, Tim. No wonder you got frustrated.
Right.
Trying to get
Yes.
somebody to understand.
Understand you. I know.
My whole life, I go to Home Depot for ice cream, and then I
Home
wonder, I get pissed
Depot.
because they didn't have any ice cream. I'd be drunk in the bar,
Always.
drunk in the parking lot, all pissed off at the world.
Always.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! Did we?
Yes. So pissed off at the world.
Did,
And so yeah, when we got into recovery, it was like,
did your mom experience? Did she witness you move into it? Recovery?
oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
She's still around now, and
oh, oh.
yeah,
So
she's
yeah.
with us today, and
Okay. All right.
yeah, she's witnessed the whole thing, 21 years of
And at the level you're at now, by the way, my friend, she's at a very phenomenal level right now. She's a licensed clinician. She's wrote her own book. Like, this is like you can't get any. This she's real
Oh,
hashtag real shit, Kim. I think.
thanks,
Uh,
Tim, thanks.
um, were you able to understand why she was ticking? Like, did you ever have that mom daughter conversation in recovery? Like,
A little bit. She is horribly guilty, feeling
nah.
terribly guilty.
Mm,
And it becomes, yes, we've had those talks. Short answer is yes, we've
yeah.
definitely had talks.
Yeah.
We've had fights.
uh,
We've had all kinds of
uh,
good emotional interactions. But at the end of the day, my mom she feels horrible
mm,
about what she did and about the past, horrible.
mm,
And she does not want, that to be her narrative, or that's not how she wants me to like remember her or
yeah.
anything like that, which I totally
Yeah.
understand.
So
So,
is she like trying to be with you with the best she can still
yeah.
after all these years? Like
Yeah.
the effort kind of.
Yeah, cuz literally, and dual that was the duality of it all too, My mom, my biggest cheerleader, my biggest supporter, loved me, and I knew that I was loved.
Mm,
I knew that I was loved. But that's the kind of the messed up part about childhood trauma is like these are the people who you're most attached to. This is your closest attachment.
yeah.
You know you're loved, but yet you're still being manipulated and physically abused, verbally abused. So that becomes your own internal dialogue too.
Mm,
Shaming myself always, critical of myself always.
mm,
Um, and it's just that
yeah.
duality of like, and so then move on to my relationships, my intimate
Same
relationships,
thing, right?
same exact thing,
Incredible, right? Talk
you
about
know.
being programmed to be something we're not.
Being programmed to be exactly. So, like,
God.
somebody would cheat on me in the most humiliating way. And just because he threw a fit and punched his windshield, that meant he loved me and that I needed to stay with him because of that. Like, that intensity was love.
Like, I'm sorry intensity when you got
Yeah.
busted, you mean?
Yeah.
So you think that
And
was
like,
all,
don't leave me.
I made a mistake.
Yes.
You think that was all manipulation?
Oh, yeah, for sure, but,
Yeah.
like, also, I think he
It,
was probably programmed. I mean,
yeah, like in a way, like he really
let's
was
be
sorry,
honest.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
that was the only way he knew how to handle
Yeah,
it.
who are
Like,
you, Tim?
yeah.
Pick your girlfriends, you know what I mean?
I
So
was emotionally absent
yeah.
because I always struggled. I was always a loyal guy as far as the cheating thing
Oh,
goes.
okay.
I only had like three. I had three very serious relationships.
Yeah.
and I was, but I would always disappear
Mhm.
because of my alcoholism and drug addiction. So,
Yeah.
emotionally, I was out.
Got it. Got
It
it.
wasn't
Yeah.
a physical or a cheater or anything like that. Always
My
tried.
dad was a serial cheater, so I guess that's where that came into play,
You thought guys like just that's what
and
men do,
and
kind of
my
thing. You
dad
think?
was a bad boy too. I mean,
Dang.
he the story was the day that me and mom came home from the hospital after she had me, he came to pick us up in his 1977 Corvette,
God,
two-seater.
tons of room.
Tons,
Uh,
tons of room, two-seater. Also, my 5-year-old sister
oh my
was with him.
God.
She sat on the
Oh
console,
man.
and mom held me
Um,
as a baby. And we're an hour. My hometown's an hour away from the hospital.
yeah,
Is that hysterical?
that's
Like, he was just a bad
just
boy,
that
a
guy. Yeah,
rebel,
yeah, that country rebel,
that country and so,
right?
like,
Was he a
that
coal
was
miner?
attractive to me.
Coal
He was a
miner?
coal miner, yeah.
It's just a culture, man. I mean, they're tough in a very unique way,
Yeah. Oh,
but
God, yeah.
they're so trapped at the same time. They don't
Yeah.
know how to express themselves,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
they're always
yeah.
told to shut up, or everybody has their own version of that. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. This is what you signed up for.
Oh, yeah, nobody cries there.
Yeah,
Nobody I mean,
yeah.
if you like this book coming out, I've many people in my hometown think that it's like betrayal and like I was complaining about things and
Mm,
it's still looked at from that very skewed
yeah, yeah.
yeah, pull yourself
The
up by
same
your
people that say therapist, that's for losers.
exactly. Yeah,
Those people,
therapy.
yeah,
That's for weak
yeah,
people who don't know how to just
yeah. But
get their stuff
meanwhile,
together.
it's a human condition,
It's a
and
human
we're
condition.
wired to connect, and when we're blocked from that connection, we break down. So on the outside, everything's good and fine,
Yes.
good and fine club member,
Yep.
but on the inside, I'm crumbling,
Yep.
man or
Yep.
female.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And a lot of men
For
take it
sure.
out with alcohol, violence,
Sex and
isolation,
mhm.
right? Work.
Mhm.
They come home. I've had a long enough day. Leave me alone. All
Totally.
that emotional abandonment.
Yep. Yep.
So this is really cool. Like you got this new book because the podcast, Beachway allows me to reach so many people, right? They're
Thank you.
they're huge. They're a huge community partner. Like, they're just always been pro community, and we're always. My motto is, I'm just after that one person.
Uh-huh.
Like I found that one person, almost
Yeah.
19 years. In April will be 19 years.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it's wonderful that we all meet each other and we all
Oh
help
my
each
gosh.
other. And, we
Right?
have this amazing platform. So I just want to, I do it for her. A memoir of recovery and redemption from sex, love, and substances. Kim Litton, LCSW, CSAT. I mean, what an amazing book. We should.
Thank
Can
you.
you talk about this? Yeah,
Absolutely.
for a little.
I mean, just like you said, I wrote this book as in hopes if I can help one woman, you know what I mean? If I can help one freaking woman,
Uh,
just think about all the other women that she's going to be able to help. I mean, I just think about me and myself. Like, we think about that, if we're in the 12-step recovery community, especially, like, we get sober, then we sponsor people after we've gone
uh,
through the 12 steps,
uh,
and then they sponsor people, and then they sponsor people. Our blanket of recovery is so big and far and wide. And so it's just like, how can I help more women like me? And then in my professional career, operated, and was the clinical director for an all-female treatment
love it.
facility for drug and alcohol. Yeah.
Love it.
And when I tell you, Tim, every one of those girls, I was meeting me.
Uh,
Every one of those girls had that love and sex thing tied into their drug and alcohol addiction. That's something that's not really talked about.
no.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
really isn't, because it's still very shameful.
Yep.
It's still very uncomfortable for people to talk about.
Well, there's a stigma.
There's such a stigma.
Stigma.
Yeah, and I'm like, if I can have the balls or the
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, okay.
I just
If
found
I
it.
can
Oh.
have the courage if I can have the courage
Eh,
to write this book and write all of my shame out to help another girl, um, but the beauty of it is the messages that have come through from people I've never even met
uh,
before, the emails,
uh,
the messages, the like you this book has changed my life. Or, I got one on Facebook the other day. She said, I never thought that
uh,
my worth was so tied into what men thought of me and how men were to
yeah,
me until
yeah,
I read your book.
yep,
And
yep,
it laid it all out for me. And so that's the stuff that I'm like, yes,
yeah,
thank God.
heck yeah,
Because I mean, really all praise is due to him, because that's who has gotten me sober and
yeah.
redeemed me. And when you're redeemed, you're free of the story.
Amen.
I'm free of that.
Amen.
I'm free of that old story.
Yeah,
So, like, if I can tell it to free other women from that story, then that's
yeah,
my job. That's what I was put on this earth
a
for.
100%, because I don't know, people like me and you and people that may be listening to this right now that are stuck like Chuck,
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
it's a privilege denied many, right? It's all grace. Like a lot
Yeah,
of people
dude.
don't get what Kim's been given or what I've been given, and to
But
not.
yet we all have it.
Oh,
We
100%.
all have grace,
Oh, amen. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just need a little push.
Push. Yeah. Sometimes
Whether
it's by the court system or
or clinical
or a
director
clinical director. Yeah.
named
Yeah. Thank
Kim,
you.
like,
Thank
yo,
you.
either you pick it up or we'll pack something up.
Yeah.
Kind of, we need that
The push.
the push.
Exactly. The push.
It's so beautiful because, like, what we deal with is not everybody deals with it. It's very unique, but we spend our whole lives trying to explain to somebody why I keep doing what I'm doing or why I feel like I'm doing. They're just sitting there going, and that used to get me really frustrated too, because I expected people to understand something they've never experienced.
Right. That's why I think that also clients are so drawn to people who have been through it. People who have they know
Lost
like
the
I know
bond.
exactly what she's talking about when she talks about that,
Oh yeah.
the high or the feeling, the good God, I remember the first time I did coke, I thought, "Oh, this
Yeah.
is what I've been missing my
Yep.
whole life. Like
Yep. Yep.
this was the connector in my brain, the plug-in that it wasn't working that part,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then same with Oxycontin, like it was just like,
Yep.
oh, this
It's
soothes
great.
me and takes the voices.
Yeah, you got pickled, right? You got pickled in that moment.
Got pickled in that moment. Yeah,
For
for
all the people
sure.
that don't know what I'm talking about, right? You know what they make pickles out of, right? Cucumbers, and once you pickle a
Pickle.
cucumber, it's a wrap. So Kim got pickled in that moment.
Mhm.
But it's very frustrating, right? Like now it's, recovery, it's a blessing and it's grace and
Yeah.
it's so special and it teaches something so special, teaches you so much. And one of the big things it taught me, because you made me think about it listening to you, was what you think of me is none of my business.
None of my business.
Because when I was sick and lonely and insecure, all that stuff, I tried to make my business and I kept putting my nose where it didn't belong
Right?
and it kept getting spanked. And I get
Absolutely.
so pissed.
Mhm.
So I learned how to understand in recovery. Like I always wanted to be understood my whole life. And recovery for me has been like the complete opposite.
It's the complete
I
Yeah, I
j
was so
I'd
pissed
listen
when
to
my
yeah.
when my sponsor told me it was none of my business what
Yeah,
people thought of me.
yeah,
What do you mean? That
yeah,
was all I hung my hat
yeah,
on, was what people thought of me,
yeah.
and then working through that. I love that you talk about that too, because like walking through that is one of the ingredients that makes the difference in
It's
recovery,
huge.
is
It's
literally not caring what people think. I mean, not like going against,
yeah,
like not in
yeah,
our rebellious way like we
yeah.
were in our addiction, but like in like walking in the grace of God.
But even just in recovery, like recovery, not abstinence, abstinence,
Oh, yeah. There's a
recovery,
difference.
recovery, that chatter magically disappears because we
Yes.
live a completely different life and we show up completely different, right?
Yeah.
Our moral compass has uh, come into its own, like how it always should have been. But,
Yeah.
the darn drugs and the enemy separates us from our authentic self. And,
Right.
so that chatter, like, there's really not much any people can say about somebody who's really practicing a program of recovery because
Mhm.
there's nothing there.
Exactly.
They keep showing up in that grace,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
So
I love that.
you just finished the book
No, it's been out for a year
a,
now.
a year
Mhm.
now, and
Yes.
was there a specific driving moment, point, one day? I mean, did you just get up one day like, I'm going to write my book, my story? Really, it's your story, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's one of our greatest assets.
Yep. It's one of our greatest
Did
assets.
anything like
Yeah. Did anything inspire me? So I would say I started writing it around 2013. Isn't
really?
that funny? Yeah. And of course started and stopped
Well, you're banging out
500
did
times.
you have your master's yet or no?
I was doing no, I had graduated
Oh, you did
from my
grad. Okay.
master's. Uh-huh. And so yeah, I mean, I'm writing my story. I knew I had a story. I mean,
Yeah,
all of us have a
yeah,
story,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I knew my story was so layered with
Mm,
so many different women's topics. I mean, from childhood trauma, that shame, that generational toxic shame, and that teenage pregnancy, teenage drug abuse. Then we've got, loss of pregnancies. Then we've got divorce. I mean, there's so many layers in
mm.
that book of women's issues. So I knew I had a story, right? And so I started writing it, but really during COVID
Yeah.
was when it took off because I was bored to death.
And
And I was like, "You know what? Let's just do this thing." So I hired a writing coach because I'm ADHD too. So I need somebody to hold me accountable to like due dates and deadlines. You know what I mean?
squirrely some
I'm
days, Kim.
squirrely. So it's like, I did that and she was amazing. She helped me, she literally held my hand
Yeah.
through it
Oh, that's
and taught me how
awesome.
to do it. Yeah, and I was so relieved to be finished with it,
So COVID
last
like
year.
put you really in it,
Yeah,
right? So once you got really in it, how long until you wrap? Was it a wrap?
probably a solid 3 years.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
man, you put a lot of
uh-huh.
effort and
Well, you have to understand, like, when you tell that I mean, I go authentic. It's what we call it in she's authentic.
yeah,
I'm authentic because I'm
yeah.
so real, but I was like, if I'm gonna help women like me, then I need to be real about it.
Yeah,
I
because
I
game
can't like
recognizes game and real recognizes
game
real.
recognizes game,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
so if I'm gonna help women like me, I need to be as real as I can. So that's
yeah.
gnarly real.
But that's
So, but with that, I had to have a lot of therapy in between. So, I mean, there was a lot of
like
stopping.
stuff was activated again. You mean
Stuff was
like?
activated again. You have to walk,
Yeah,
I had
yeah,
to walk through a lot of things.
yeah,
So, but to do that, like it was a true birthing experience though, because to
yeah.
do that, I did have to stop and make sure I was taking care of myself through that process.
Wow, that's really deep,
Yeah.
because
Thank you.
those wounds and scars are so deep, aren't they? Like, they
Yeah.
become part of our default
Yeah.
system almost, and even though
Absolutely.
we may have gotten better, like, there's certain things still,
Mhm.
that that,
Yeah.
just activate.
Right. And my behaviors were a lot of my behaviors were very naughty too. You know what I mean? Like that shameful to me. And so walking through that shame was gigantic.
Yeah, I'm still have the privilege of still facilitating some groups, as an addictions counselor a couple times a week, and I get the substance abuse. That's my specialty.
Yes.
Um, but the things that the women exchange in the groups
Yes.
is just, because it's their go-to,
Yes.
when they need more, they need company,
Mhm.
they want the attention, they want to feel worthy, an attractive woman, they're always a go-to, but it's always so empty.
So empty.
It's so empty because, we attract what we know, and you got
Exactly.
all these
Water seeks its own level, you know?
100%. So to have this book written by somebody, that, has lived it,
Yeah.
breathed it, you I guess take this, I guess, did the same things that I was just referring to, and
Yes, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't, patty cake around with a little wine
yeah,
after dinner. I mean, I was
yeah,
a street level junkie for
you went full
sure.
blast.
I went full blast,
Yeah,
and so that all happened,
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
insinuating, and then even in my
incredible.
recovery, Tim, thank you.
Yeah, very
Thank you.
incredible, very inspiring.
Miraculous, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
grace,
I could
back to that word, grace.
get choked up, really, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Phew.
even in recovery, some of my behaviors, even when we're in
Yeah,
recovery,
yeah,
I knew I never wanted to, do crack and heroin again, right? I
yeah,
knew
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But, oh, darn it, I needed somebody to love me
yeah,
really fast,
yeah,
so I got married and
yeah,
really quick. You know what I mean? I did the whole thing. Um, and then after that divorce, it was just like I was still acting out in that
gotcha.
loneliness.
Yeah,
When the kids would go be with their dad, I was so lonely and
mhm,
empty,
yeah,
I didn't work on that
yeah,
piece.
yeah,
So I was going to all the wrong places to
yeah,
fill that emptiness.
yeah,
And so that was a shameful place too to do that in recovery,
yeah,
because
yeah,
we're not supposed to.
yeah.
And to do it as a therapist, you
Yeah,
know what
kinda
I mean?
morphed out into another.
Kind of morphed out into another addiction,
Yeah,
right? And so I had to look at that and heal from that piece too, which again, it puts you on another level
yeah,
of self-love and value of
yeah.
self. It's really valuing myself.
So what would you say I don't know about the premises, if that's the right way to lead into this, but what would you say this book is based on? Like, who would read this? That's what I want. Like, what kind of person would this really help? Your
any
book.
any woman who is struggling in substance use disorder, who thinks that they're misunderstood, who thinks that nobody gets them,
Mm,
um, who struggles with substances and love, toxic relationships, toxic, patterns,
mm,
always dating the wrong guy.
mm,
Um, and that woman needs this book. And
yeah.
I also give like exercises in it. I give, I take you all the way through. I don't
Okay.
just leave you hanging,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I take you all the way through my own healing. And I use my own story to also weave in the clinical insights that I know with as a professional
Mm,
now.
yeah.
So I use my own story, weave in the clinical insights to make I feel like a really meaty book of the addict and alcoholic feeling understood, but
Mm,
also leaving with actual tools
skill
and
set.
and a skill set. Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
that seems to be the big problem with a lot of people that are struggling, women, because they always go to the go-to physical part,
yes.
but their skill, like they can leave the house with no money and get high for a week.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, sure.
And so they got great coping skills.
Mhm.
So, but for this book has great coping skills.
Great coping skills. Good. Oh, I
You
like
like
that.
that?
Cop. I like
You like
that.
that?
Yeah.
Because we can go from coping to coping.
Did you just make that up? That's amazing.
No, I'm I don't know.
Yeah.
I over the years, I come up with all these
Yeah,
timid
yeah,
they call
yeah.
them timonisms at work, when
Love
I
it.
do groups and stuff.
So funny.
So it's just
That's awesome.
yeah, I mean, I probably ripped something off, half of that I
Oh,
ripped off,
sure.
I made it
So
my own
many
kind of
things, right?
thing. I was told early in recovery, you have to mention my name 3 times and then you can own it. So, If I had the
That's
capability of
cute.
remembering maybe who I might have ripped that off or took half of it, I would do it right now because I haven't done a name 3 times in a long time.
That's really cute. I like that a
You
lot.
like that one
Yeah.
a lot?
Yeah. 'Cause you do. You have to quote them a few
Yeah, a
times in
few
the
times,
rooms,
and then
especially.
it's your
Yeah, and then you can just have it. It's good.
Yeah, um, so, um so you're on Instagram, right?
I am.
What's your,
Kim Litton, LCSW CSAT. Yeah, that's my handle. And and then I'm on TikTok, Kim Litton Therapist.
okay,
Um, yeah, so I'm
email, you have an email, website?
Kim Litton at klcounseling.com. klcounseling.com is my website.
Awesome.
Yeah, so and also on my Instagram and TikToks, I always share like little nuggets
Yeah,
of inspo and info, you know what I mean?
skills, right?
Skills,
Some
yeah,
skills.
exactly. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I love that.
So you're very
It's
talented,
fun.
like, because when you're boogieing around social media like that, like, obviously one of the greatest, um aspects of that is you have to constantly be consistent, right?
Yeah.
And create content.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
you're like you're always thinking though, right? Like,
Always
but
thinking.
that's one of your strengths and like a tremendous gift because you can
Thank you.
yeah, well you can use that too when you see people, like because
Mhm.
everybody's different. So you got this
Everybody's different.
and everybody has different needs, whether they're not doing well or they are doing well. Everybody has, so that's wonderful that you can, adjust and you have that kind of mind that can process content and you can listen to somebody and give them something. Some people are just they don't have it like that. Like
Totally.
they're bright somewhere else, and I get that. We all have our strength and our
Yeah.
weakness.
See, I attribute that to being a drug addict. I attribute all of that, all of those skills, right?
Oh
I
yeah,
think we developed when we're young kids, like we were
hun-
talking in the beginning of this. When we're young kids, we know how to people
yeah,
please, right?
yeah,
And so therefore we do gain these great communication
yeah.
skills, I feel like, and the ability to adapt.
Oh
We're
yeah,
very adaptable.
incredible. We're very resilient people.
Very resilient. Then when you have had, I mean, we could sit here all day and rap on about story after story of
Yeah, yeah.
craziness, so I
'Cause we get
attribute
it.
yeah, we get it. So
It's
I
like
attribute a lot of that being able to be quick on your
yeah,
feet stuff to active addiction and then recovery.
yeah. Yeah, I get it. It's kinda like we got that bond, that common duality, that common denominator.
Yes.
I have a charity, and I just did a 100-mile walk,
Saw that. That's awesome.
and as a Marine, who had trauma even prior to getting into the Marine Corps,
Yes,
like, I
of
grew up in a
course.
very aggressive household. I'm one of 5 boys. My fa like, it got
Oh,
pretty
wow.
yeah, it got pretty bad sometimes, very chaotic, so, gee, let me just go to the Marine Corps and go into a little more
Why not?
organized,
Yeah,
chaotic.
totally.
And then, so anyway, I don't I'm trying in my sobriety, right? I tried to find another avenue, content, be creative,
Yeah.
use the gift because it's
Yes.
special, right? Like we said before, so many people don't find a way out.
It's so special, and, my sponsor was telling me the other day, because every time I wanna give up, right? Every time I wanna, because it gets
So,
daunting.
it's human. Yeah, human.
Yeah, it's so human,
Yeah,
and she was just like, "Kim, you have to remember, just because we live in Palm Beach County and
yeah,
we have all of these resources, I mean, we could find a meeting at any hour of
yeah,
any day pretty much, we know we're not alone." She was just like, "There are millions of people in this country, in this world, who are so isolated,
yeah,
and who know nothing about recovery. We take it for granted a lot of
yeah,
times and like, why
yeah,
am I repeating the same thing I repeated a few weeks ago?
yeah,
Or why am I repeating something she said last week?
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I
it's
do.
like, no, because we have to, because that's what helps more people.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I look at it as, and this is just how it came into my life, like if I'm hearing the same thing over and over again, means I'm stuck because
I love that.
God loves me so much, right? I can be the best version of myself every day, despite being killed every day. It's
Mm.
killing me every day. It's like the most courteous murderer I know.
Wow.
Right? It allows me to be the best version of my. I could be 90 years old and still be growing intellectually, spiritually.
Oh my gosh, 100%.
So I
Yeah.
think that's that little Tim.
Uh-huh.
You're hearing this. I've asked a friend to read how it works. Oh my God, I gotta hear this. Rarely have we seen a and pretty much every meeting I go into, I hear something different in it every time. That's my
Yeah.
little, for
Oh,
me, my
absolutely.
little indicator that okay,
Yeah.
But back to that Marine thing. So I met a lot of Marines walking, for 100 miles. And, the jokes, right? The
Oh,
camaraderie. Only a Marine could be doing this,
yeah.
You still got it, Marine. And I would use it sometimes too, hey, I'm just a ground pounder, man.
Yeah.
Point me in the direction and I'm good. Like something occurred in that from, it was what, December 4th through the 12th. It took me 9 days to get. I started into Cuesta at a fire station. It was insane. The ceremony was,
Amazing.
oh my God, pipes and drums and
Yeah.
honor guard and the support all
All the
to
way down.
Miami. Just I could have went to the Keys.
Yeah.
I don't know just something was happening. Something happened. It
Mm.
was amazing, and I think that's what recovery's all about.
Mm-hmm.
We get to do these incredible things because we're incredible people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I look
Exactly.
at you, I'm thinking to myself, all right, I gotta wait for the time. I have to wait for the perfect moment. And I guess it's coming right now, You are the perfect example of somebody that doesn't look like what this book gets into for maybe
Mm-hmm.
half of the book or,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Because I guess one of it's the whole and the other half is the light, kind
Yep.
of,
Yep.
just to
Mm-hmm.
keep it simple.
Yes.
Because this thing runs from Park Bench to Park Avenue and
Yes.
everything in between.
Yes.
So if we reach that one it's not a moral issue. It's a very serious health condition,
Absolutely.
and but it's unlike anything else. And our gift, and you can read it in here, and I'll just tell you right now, I believe personally, physically, I'm screwed. Just because I haven't drank and
Right. Yeah.
if I put a beer, I'd be a rat.
Yeah. Oh,
But
absolutely.
here's the gift and I'm just speaking for me, that's because only what it told me for years. For a loser like me, I get to change my thinking because it's my thinking that keeps putting it in, nothing else.
Right.
So when I can have people like Kim, who's obviously a phenomenal thinker,
Mm-hmm.
got her
Thank
license,
you.
that's a lot of work, and then that has to come up with all this content. If you liked what you heard, or there was something that she said that was specifically to you
Oh,
without her
thank
even
you.
looking at you,
Yeah.
you should reach out to her because there's something in that moment that you had that you want from her. Because we're always taught, shut up, I'll give you but how do I know it's not exactly what somebody else needs to hear?
Right.
Because I think, me and you and anybody who's listening, I think you're perfect just the way you are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
We
I like,
certainly are.
I might be going out left field right now on a little bit of a tear, but I landed on my mom's egg. Like I landed on the egg. Out
Yeah.
of billions, like
So
I,
true.
I did,
Yeah.
and in that moment, everything was determined. And then the music. I'm an imagery guy, so for 9 months. I wasn't like, I don't know if mom got a sonogram. I wasn't like,
Yeah.
where's my
No.
nose?
Yeah.
I don't have an ear. Ew, I look like an alien. Like I'm gross. Like no, everything was perfect. Like
Yes. We were born perfect.
perfect. I think, we're all born with 100 pieces, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the world that takes a
Absolutely.
piece, and before you know it, we're like, and then some people got the bug. I got the bug, man. First time I did weed, I was like, oh my God, my eggshells went poof.
Yeah.
I felt what I thought was normal.
Wow.
Like you
Yeah.
were explaining, the blow and the oxys,
Yeah. I didn't
What?
feel normal with weed though.
We're all so different, aren't we?
That put me in I mean, of course I did it the very next day, but like
Shocking.
But
What, you got,
man,
like,
I was
psychosis, you mean?
paranoid.
Oh,
No, I didn't get
paranoid?
no, that psychosis thing, I think it's because of the stronger weed these
Yeah, with
days.
all the vape
Thank
pens too, you can
God,
just keep
yeah.
hitting it over and over and over and
Yeah, no, I was a '90s kid, so it was
okay.
all the natural stuff
Yeah,
then,
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't amped up with all the
It wasn't my thing either. I think I
yeah.
had a couple years where I was like, "Next,"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know?
But no, I was just being funny, like,
Yeah, oh,
how
yeah.
cuckoo
Yeah,
weed may I mean, but of course I went
yeah.
right back to it.
But it's not a moral it's not a moral issue. It's a very serious health concern.
Mhm.
We listen to Google on everything else. Oh, well, it says right here. Well, I would just suggest you start looking at addiction. We initially started calling
Right,
it as a
yeah.
disease, and look at now all the upgraded scholarly articles. Like it's a brain disorder. Like we don't shame somebody who has a allergic reaction to shellfish,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
we don't shame somebody that we watch get stung by a bee and they hit themselves with an EpiPen. Like
EpiPen.
you loser, yeah. Like
Right, yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying because it's so incredibly researched and proven now that it is a disease, and to know that is so important to
mm,
then, you know, try I'm an abstinence-based person. I know you
me
are
too.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Um, I don't know about
Yeah.
all the other ways to get clean and sober, but for me, I couldn't even play with it because I mean, it's not legal what I did anyway. What I liked, it wasn't isn't
Yeah,
legal
yeah,
anyway, so I shouldn't be
yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
But no, I mean, abstinence was the
Yeah.
best bet for me.
I mean, I'm on the same page too. I mean, I'm 63. Like,
Mm.
that's a long time. If I stayed in college 63 years, I'd be a wizard by now. But,
Wizard.
I just look at it as like your only way out is in.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, throw this at it, throw it out. I'm not disrespecting the pharmaceutical part of it or the professional, the doc. I'm not doing that. I mean, that helps initially, but I think in the long run, if you want to play long ball, you have to constantly work on yourself internally. And for me, spiritually,
Agreed.
because I'm kind of like wired to unwire,
Right.
not based on test tubes and rocket science and
Right.
anatomy, just based on my history.
Yeah. I do want to say though, I am a advocate for psychotropic meds, which is
Nice. Yeah,
antidepressants
yeah,
and
yeah. Yeah.
things like that because of when you have a true chemical imbalance
Balance.
in your brain, which
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I needed
Yeah. Yeah.
the psychotropics, still need the
Yeah.
psychotropics to keep me at my baseline. Like that just gets me to where I can play ball.
Yeah. Love that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then when you can get to your baseline, then you can do the things, but when there's no gas in the car, so to
Yeah.
speak,
Yeah.
then it can't really go
Yeah.
like the normal person
Yeah.
who can just join the 12 steps and get better,
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, but like so that's I say abstinence based as far as like non-mood or mind altering substances, but
Yeah.
I like psychotropics for the person who has the chemical
But I'm
imbalance.
down with that because, like you said, it gets you back to that
Yeah.
baseline. And then in that baseline, you can do what you do so well:
Yeah.
resiliency,
Yeah.
content, empathy, use your skills and your smarts and your intellect to help people. Like, I think yeah, I'm all in with
Mhm.
that. Sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to say before I wrap it up, or anything that for that one person?
Yeah. I mean, I think what I want to say is early recovery, it's not easy.
Mm.
And you know what I mean? But it's not hard.
I think being alone and being in that bad way in the hole is a lot harder than what's hard in early recovery.
Yeah. But learning those new skills, learning those new like, I'm sad, so I want to go, use a substance. Instead I have to call somebody, instead I have to go to a meeting or take a walk or something. Learning those new skills seems boring at first. It seems hard. It seems daunting at first. But man, like after you get through that, like you said, the only way through is to just go in it, right? And when you dive in and get in it and just keep going, then it's going to make sense.
Mm,
I just want you to know, don't give up before the miracle
mm,
happens. That's one of those nuggets
yep,
that we've learned.
yep,
Don't give up before the miracle happens, because man, you just got to keep going.
mm.
And I want to say something too. You said I don't look like somebody who's been through what I wrote about, and I want to say we clean up well.
Yeah, we do.
Aside, we can clean up
Yeah.
well.
Oh, yeah.
Get on the road, girl.
Oh, yeah.
You can do this.
Yeah.
I was 26, so I wasn't,
Wow.
I wasn't a young person, but I wasn't an old person either. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I felt like I got off at just the right time.
That's amazing.
But it doesn't matter how old you are or young you are. Like, just come on in.
Mm.
We're gonna
Always
love
welcome.
you until you love yourself. We
Yeah.
really will if you just let us in.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get travel. I'm around and about a lot, and I just have that chair app,
Yeah.
and I hit that sucker up, man. I've been
And you
to,
just find one. Yes.
yeah, because I'm always home.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like,
Always
I'm
home,
always home.
no matter where
It's
you're
like I
at.
felt like, we haven't met that long ago, but I feel like I've known you for a really long time.
Right. Oh, totally.
That's my peeps,
Yeah.
Kim's
We just automatically have this,
that common
a
denominator,
common
right?
yeah.
From being the underdog to living a really good life, a very
100%.
peaceful, that's the thing. But that's the humanness in us,
I
right?
know.
That seeker, that explorer, that adventurous, like, because
Yes.
you know how shitty it can get. And then to see two people or just you yourself, like, look what you've done. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting at, my friends. It's creative intelligence.
Mhm.
You listen to all this other stuff and you don't debate it. For God's sakes, you look up YouTube if
Right.
you want to fix something. You don't sit
Exactly.
there and argue with the person showing like, "Oh, that's not how you do it." You you listen.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I'm gonna get
people are
another.
like, I don't agree. Well, okay, well then what's your idea?
Yeah, it's like you just listen to it. You don't even notice
Yeah.
and if you don't quite get it, you put it on reverse. You listen to
Ex-
him. But when it comes to this illness, this brain disorder, mental health, addiction, we fight and with the people that have found a way out. It's unbelievable.
I
It's
know.
like it's the craziest. Like,
I
talk
know.
about the ultimate pimp, man. It's like
Yeah.
so pimped out.
Yes.
So I'm just trying to figure out, through the exchanges like this, because when two people get together, anything's possible.
Anything.
Anything. And I'm just trying to get into that strange mental blank spot. You know what I mean? Like, I really think, man, that's the ultimate golden nugget,
Yeah.
and that strange mental blank. Because intellectually, if you think about it, between you and I and the people that are catching this, intellectually, you can't fix the problem with the same thinking that created the problem. You can't do it.
Right.
So
A
you
hundred
can't.
percent.
But why is it so hard to listen to other people when your life sucks and it's completely unmanageable? It's
Right.
unbelievable,
Yeah. I
right?
think it has a lot to do with a lot. It is. It's bizarre
It's
to think
bizarre.
about.
You know, you
Yeah.
wake up one morning with a big lump on you. Now, oh my God! You call your doctor. All right, get to the emergency room. You get to the emergency room. Oh, and you can tell the way they're looking at it. They're like, oh my gosh, but they're telling you, oh yeah, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, right. And then, oh my God, yeah, okay, we found what it is. Process of elimination. But you don't even know these people.
Right.
You listen to everything they say. You're gonna be okay if you do this.
You do it step by
Okay.
step. What the doctor
Yeah.
says.
Okay. But somebody like us, it's amazing.
We'll argue till the cows come home.
Oh my, incredible. Where that's exactly where it wants us.
Yeah.
Hey, one more time. What about what's your Instagram again?
Kim Litton, LCSW, CSAT. Kim Litton, LCSW, CSAT.
Awesome. That's Instagram, right? Your website.
klcounseling.com for Kim Litton Counseling.
Awesome. And email. Did you have an email?
Kim Litton at KL Counseling.
Hey, I'm going for all of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of them's gonna grab you.
Just type in Kim Litton. Hopefully it'll
Yeah, I'm
something
just
will
thinking
pop
like
up
me,
now.
you know. Oh gosh, what was that? What? She only gave me Tim 4 options. Kim, it was
Thank
it was awesome to have you.
Thank you so much.
I loved having you here. I love what I get to do with
Yeah.
people like Kim. I love warriors,
I
man. I
know.
love people that have come back from when they had no hope. It's just incredible. Inspires me to keep going. I'm Tim Roberto, same as Kim. You put me into Google. We're there.
Yes.
If you want to email me, you want to go on a secret ops. You don't want anybody to know.
Exactly.
You can email me
Email
at,
him.
tim.r@beachway.com, and I'd be more than happy to help you because I got great resources like Kim. And if I can't help you, I know Kim can't. And if Kim can't, she knows, and it just keeps going.
Right.
We wish you the best of health and everything this holiday season. And until you listen again, until I come on again, I'm wishing you all peace and love.